Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. So this one was Grab Your Nuts Day, and just let you take that however you want.
Shut up, Clarion.
Yeah, well, after we're getting all your nut shots in and we're finished nutting ourselves, I do have a few topics to go over here.
Oh boy. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go ahead while I check if I've got everybody's links here.
All right, but I do want to share a screen here, so.
Okay.
Let me just get that up. As soon as I find the damn share screen.
Oh, this is not being a good day for my hands.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. First up here is this guy. This guy is a hero. I just heard about this guy recently. Apparently, since 2003, he's been going around and saving people from suicide. Chensi. So.
Wow. Yeah, saved 321 people.
And according to Wikipedia, he's actually saved over 400 people. Well, from jumping off of the Jing Yangtze River Bridge. I just heard about this guy this morning. I figure he's worth bringing up.
Yep. Oh, and let's see. In the side chat, we have Mark Caesar, Harry Warp, and Slim just joined us.
Hey, kids.
Next thing up is this. Kansas votes to preserve abortion rights and its protection in the Constitution.
Yeah,
I saw that. I was quite happy about that.
Pretty amazing for a red state to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another encouraging one I heard was that a judge in Kentucky has prevented their they had a trigger law if Roe versus Wade was ever revoked. But a judge in Kentucky has prevented that trigger law from taking effect because he said that it states that life starts at conception, which he said is a religious belief that they couldn't prove.
Oh yeah. Now I remember seeing that.
Oh yeah, and then the whole suicide thing. In 988 is the suicide hotline number for suicide and crisis line
too.
So
yes.
So if you're having problems, you call that number, get yourself some help. If there are people you know who are having problems, call that number, get some help.
They passed out a whole bunch of papers at the dialysis center informing us about that new number. I mean, I have no idea why anybody on dialysis would want to kill themselves.
Oh, really? Why would anyone want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and I've got this morning.
Let me go see. Oh, look at that.
It's a purple cow.
This came in just this morning when I woke up. It was at my doorstep.
Thank you. See if Red comes by today. If not, I'll tell her you got it.
And I'll put the link for that in the side chat. Yep. And this is the last thing to cover.
Yeah, I've seen this, and I've actually seen a couple of channels review it already. I don't know. I do find the colors a bit garish, and it strikes me less of being a medieval castle and more being the facade of a Renaissance festival.
Okay. Yeah, it does have a bit more of a Renaissance festival setting. I saw this. It was on the clearance and it's at Walmart, and then I just got it for myself.
Wait, on clearance?
Yeah.
What was it marked down to?
$80 or 79 something, but still.
Okay, so yeah, still $20 off.
Yeah. I like the castle little sets, so I got it for myself.
Well, and that is, I saw a review on one of the sites that he bought 3 of them. So he had done each of the 3 different builds and put them all together to make one huge castle.
That would be nice. Don't have
It
the money
actually
for that,
looked pretty good,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Looks quite moo.
Yeah, it'll be fun
I've
putting
got-
that together.
Yeah, I've got several smaller sets here now because I got a couple for my birthday. And then I did get some birthday money from my family. So I went and checked some stuff that I had on my wish list on Amazon. And I actually found 2 of them on sale. So I ordered 2 more sets that should be here probably today or tomorrow.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so at this point I've got a half dozen of the $20 to $40 sets that I haven't opened the boxes yet now.
Yeah, the next big set I think I'm gonna get, if I can get my hands on one for my son, will be for Christmas, and it's gonna be the globe, the ideas set globe, because
Oh.
there's a light set you can get to go in it. So you put it
Yep.
together, leave it together, and it's a working globe, which is so cool.
Okay. I have heard that globe is a bit fitzy to assemble.
Well, we'd help him with that one.
Yeah. It's just again, just seeing what some of the reviews have said, that it's kind of got a complaint about that. Once it's all together, it seems stable, but while you're putting it together, they had a tendency for knocking some parts off while you're trying to put other parts on. Oh, and we have Ox and Orla and Godless Scum rejoining us now.
Hi,
Hello.
kids.
Oh, and there's Sloth Girl.
Yeah.
Moo.
That was good news to hear that
Yep.
Slothgore does not have cancer.
And Sloth Girl has a verse for you.
All right.
I never saw a purple cow. I never hoped to see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one.
Yeah, I love that one. I had thought that was Ogden Nash, but I guess not. I forget who it was that wrote it, but not the person.
Yeah, I
that wrote it.
remember that one from when I was in school, but I have no idea who wrote it.
Let me try this out here. Kitty was excessively good to me.
Hey, there you go. You got it.
Still hoping.
I was so excited that it was going to arrive today. Not only did I get there faster than if I had shipped out my headset, but again, I would have had to wait for the part to come in order to be able to ship it out in the first place, or just have the part delivered to her. And I was like, rather than 2 deliveries and, getting something and then having to wait, it was just more cost effective to just buy a new headset and have it delivered. Then it's brand new. So if something goes wrong with it quickly, there's some recourse with Amazon.
Yeah.
But I thank you extremely much. And what
They
I
didn't have
guess,
purple, but I figured, a Logitech headset, and I knew if I spent too much money on it, you would get mad at me.
yes, I would.
So
Yeah.
that one was on sale. So
Yeah,
I'm
well,
still
Logitech's a good, reliable brand.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
in fact, what I would have spent for the dongle replacement and shipping is only $10 or $15 less than what I spent on that headset. So it was a little bit more, but again, it's a brand new headset and you're not having to wait on multiple shipments, for the stuff to get in.
I've been kind of
So-
disappointed with the Logitech mice lately. The buttons keep going out on me after a while.
Oh my, I haven't had a Logitech mouse in a very long time. I've been going with trackballs lately, and I rather it took me a little bit to get used to the new Logitech trackball. I just bought one a few weeks ago because the one I have.
Oh, what if they changed on it?
The feel in my hand. Let's see if I can hang this over here. This part here overhangs a bit more than it did on the other one.
Yeah, because that's what I'm using. Is I've got the Logitech 570 trackball.
Okay, this is I forget what the number is. Oh, it's a 575.
Okay, so it's just some kind of
It's
slight update of the same model.
yeah, essentially. And it didn't take me that long to get accustomed to it. It just felt a little strange when I first put my hand on it. Otherwise, it's just like the old one. So
Yeah, I've recently replaced my mouse with a Microsoft mouse.
okay.
Yeah.
From what I was reading in the reviews, it's usually the mouse wheel that breaks on the Microsoft mice, which that's not that big of a deal for me. I'd rather have that break than the mouse buttons break.
Yeah.
A lot of the reviews were saying that the mouse clicks on this thing were really loud. People complaining about that. But as you saw in that video I posted on your group, my bird likes it.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
I like the trackball much better because I'm not sitting at a desk. I'm sitting in my recliner. So with the trackball, I can just have it on the arm of the chair, and I don't need a flat surface to move it around on.
That's where I got spoiled because I just set the trackball here on my desk right next to the keyboard, and I can have my coffee cup right next to it, and I'm not worried about trying to move the mouse around or anything like that. And
well, it's even my apartment in Michigan. That's it was just such a small apartment. I couldn't really have a big enough desk that even had much room for moving the trackball around, moving the mouse around.
Yep. Oh my!
I'm still waiting for one more package. It was supposed to come the book and the other thing I ordered was supposed to come together, or that's how I ordered it, and they shipped it separately anyway.
Okay then. Yeah. Oh, they always do that. But you should see what Newegg does to me. Because I might get, I might put one order in, but get 4 packages.
Yeah, no, I built my computer using Newegg, and I'm super happy I was able to get a better system for, the same amount of money. So, no complaints, but waiting for all the parts to get there, it was like, Christmas morning when you have all the toys, and, back in the day when they didn't have stores open on Christmas and there were no batteries because you forgot to get the batteries. So it's like you have these toys that you can't do anything with because you got no batteries. Like that's how shopping with Newegg feels sometimes when you're excited. Like my computer, we built my computer in I think 2017. 2018, around then. So I mean it's a few years old, but like it's a decent little system. I love it. And I've actually had my mouse for that long, and I've had no issues with it whatsoever. In fact, my Logitech keyboard is giving me more issues than my mouse that I got on Amazon for like, I don't know, it was like $30-40, but it's a gaming mouse. It's got like 12 buttons on the side that are programmable and everything, because I like having macros for when I'm playing games.
Yeah, the old Logitech mice last forever, but these new ones just don't seem to hold out very long.
Well, this isn't a Logitech mouse. It's actually
I'm responding to what Soft Girl is saying here.
Yeah.
I'm on my third. No, I'm sorry. I'm on my 5th Logitech trackball over a period of, I think, 20 years. The first 2 I had recorded, and then the next 3 were cordless. And what happens is the striker on the buttons gets a notch worn in it. And I can build it up with super glue and sawdust for a couple times, but then after that, even that doesn't work.
I got my first one of these cordless trackballs. I don't know. I guess it was around 2010. So I'm on my third one now.
Okay, then.
Something. It's just like stuff gets clogged up in there, and the rollers get clogged up, and it starts not responding well.
Yeah, my
Even though
EP
I try to
sticking.
clean it out with alcohol on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah, I have to run a Q-tip over the cup where the ball sits on a fairly regular basis.
I remember having to do that with mice when they had trackballs instead of the
Moo.
optical.
Yep. Well, I remember those just because back to the mouse with the Atari STs, which somehow we still managed to get a network running every year for Con of the North.
Okay.
Jim Beecher, one of the guys who helps head up Con of the North, still has a collection of Atari STs, and I donated the ones I had to that. But every year for the convention, he sets it up to play Midday Maze. So if you haven't seen the game, Midday Maze is kind of a cross between Pac-Man and Rambo. That you're actually the little ball running through the maze, and whoever's setting up the game can decide on what weapons you've got, and you're trying to hunt down all the other balls.
Oh, sounds like fun.
And this brings us back to the topic of the day with nuts.
Yeah, why not? Networked first-person shooter maze game for the Atari ST. Oh, my word. Released 10 July 87. So it's been around a while.
Yeah, well, the main thing is trying to find the joysticks for them anymore. People can get a little rambunctious about the games and be hard on the joysticks, and it's gotten really difficult to find replacements.
Okay, then. Hey, Dick Dawson, how you doing, sweetness?
Bok.
Pork.
Dick, I just sent you a link on Discord if you've got time to jump in here.
Oh, and if you happen to have a husband who wants to talk about how miraculous the process of giving birth is, well, just invite him into the room and you grab his nuts during the birthing process so he can experience part of that miracle.
Oh, I saw that meme. Yeah.
Well, after my ex passed a kidney stone the size of a grain of rice, she said it was a myth that a man could not suffer any pain as bad as childbirth. She said that grain of rice was worse than birthing her 10-pound daughter.
Wow.
Well, it has to go through a very much smaller tube.
Yeah. Yeah, now I've got to figure out what's going on. One of my doctors, I don't know, slipped or something and mentioned a kidney stone that turned up on a scan that I didn't know about. So I don't know if I'm going to have to pass it or what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And she's not saying anything.
Well, hopefully they can give you something to make it break up.
Okay.
Yeah, there are treatments. There are some medications, or also like a sonic treatment where they can break up the kidney stone to make it.
Yeah,
I've heard about the ultrasound. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know they do have medications for it, so hopefully it's just something that you have to, take a few pills and it can get to dissolve.
I don't know when they turned it up on the scans, so I don't know how long I've had it without knowing. Yeah, everything's falling apart at once.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I need to do. I had forgotten about that. I'll have to do that either today or tomorrow. Is call the transplant center and make sure they have the correct phone number.
Oh, Diana,
go.
there's a plant in this game, and it's called Hell's Clarion.
All right.
It's spooky looking.
Yeah, Greg, I knew I should have bought the extended warranty, you know?
Usually extended warranty is kind of a scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally they are. Although actually that I have to check the lockbox for the receipts and warranty information because I bought the extended warranty on the air conditioner Sloth Girls got, and it's not really performing as well as it should.
Oh my, okay.
I think the only thing I usually get the extended warranty on are my cell phones, because I'm carrying that thing around all the time. You know, there's a higher chance of that thing possibly getting broken in the process.
Well,
I generally don't get them, but that air conditioner I got on clearance at the end of the season. So I got it for like half price, and since they based the warranty on the purchase price, you know, it like only cost me an extra $8 to get an extra, I don't know, it's an extra year or extra 2 years on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they're relatively inexpensive, then it can be worth it, you know. But a lot of times, you know, it's honestly like you see, they're like half the cost of the thing, and it's like, but if in a year or two I need to buy a new one, like whatever.
Yeah, well,
you know?
in that case, the warranty actually cost me less than the sales tax.
Okay. My last two phones, the first one was less than $100. The second one was less than $300. I figured screw the warranty, because even $300, if I had to, I could pay. Now, much more than that, yeah, I'd get a warranty. I'm hoping I can get a couple of years out of this phone.
Yeah, I think I'm getting about $600 for the phone I just recently got this year, which still not bad. I mean, it's actually effectively it's a budget version of the $1,000 phone, and there really isn't much difference between the $1,000 phone and the one I got.
Okay.
You know, it's like a little bit different casing, and I think has a slightly lower resolution on the screen, which actually gives it more battery life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
I buy cheap phones because I never use most of the features anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I really cannot justify spending $1,000 on a phone.
No, I just go on the websites and I usually find reconditioned ones.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever paid more than $30 for a cell phone.
Well, I use all the other options on it too, so I'm using it for quite more than just, you know, calls and texts. If I was just doing the calls and texts, I would just get, you know, whatever budget thing I could get.
Yeah, well, and that's really all I use it for. I haven't tried to use any of the, you know, internet connected stuff at all. In fact, I've gone out of my way to avoid giving my phone my email because I just I don't need all that stuff to be tracked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually have a separate email for my phone.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, well, I'm finally having to give in because there's more stuff coming up. Like have to return a thing to Amazon, and you know, so for that I have to have their QR code in the phone and that when I bring it back to return it.
Uh-huh.
Well, I find the store apps tend to be pretty useful. Like, you know, when I'm doing grocery shopping, I can look up the buy one get one deals, or when I'm like at Walmart, I can find what I'm looking for on the app.
I have not been able to get the Walmart app to actually run. It's like all it ever does is lock up the phone and drain the battery.
Never had that problem, even on my budget
No.
stuff.
Because the only thing I even bothered to put the Walmart thing in it for anymore is that they stopped having the price scanners in the stores. So I can't check the prices on anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right,
that's handy to have.
right.
And well, that's the only reason I was putting their app on the phone, and it has never once worked.
Yeah, Sloth Girl, for the longest time, the worst pain I had ever had was post-cranial surgery. That changed over the last 6 months. The arthritis in the cervical spine, much worse than the much worse than the post-surgery pain.
Well, as they say, you forget the pain. So I'm certain that running my hand through the saw was the worst pain I've had, but don't really remember it. And I remember the hernia more just because that was more recent.
Okay, then. Yeah,
Like
it's
I
the
said, I just remember with the hernia that I basically couldn't get out of my chair for 6 weeks, and I was on my hands and knees just to go to the bathroom.
Mm.
Yeah, you're making me feel really good about getting repair surgery. Oh, God.
Well, the last one I had was actually, they wound up recalling the mesh they had used. So the mesh ripped and it re-ruptured in the same place. So that was my third hernia surgery, was to replace that. They'd used defective materials in the second one.
Did they cover part of the cost?
Well, I was on Medicaid, so it covered everything for me. I didn't have anything out of pocket, so that was left to Medicaid to argue with them about the bill.
Okay, then. Oh my! What I'd like to do, I think I already told you about this. Yeah, if I could get a kidney fairly soon, I'd like to see if I could get the kidney and the hernia done at the same time. Because they're going to be going in, so might as well get it all done.
Yeah, the question would mostly be, would they be able to have both surgeons there? Because it probably won't be one surgeon who would be doing both procedures.
Right, yeah.
I'm not sure which was the worst pain I've had. When the rheumatoid arthritis first flared up, that was pretty bad.
Read our private DMs. Okay. Oh, I'm the twatter. Okay, wait a minute. I went to the wrong place. In a minute. I don't see. Oh, there you go. Oh, are you talking about the excuse me, the itemized invoice that you sent me? The Medicaid? I'd have to look into that stuff, because the problem I ran into here in Pennsylvania involved the amount of money I get from Social Security. Something like $50 over a break point or something like that. I see Kitty.
Yeah, I'm quite certain you would qualify for it here. because I'm pretty sure that you're getting about the same on Social Security as I get from my disability.
I think I'm getting more.
Well, I think you're getting slightly more, but I don't think it's a significant amount.
I get over
We'll have to-
1,200. I get over 1,200.
Yeah. Okay.
Any more than I am.
So it is more than I'm getting.
Yeah. That may or may not cause a problem. I don't know.
I'm not quite sure where the actual cutoff is these days, but
The one thing I do get here, the Medicaid people are paying my Medicare premium. So that's $170 I don't have to pay.
yeah, well, they're doing that here too for mine.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, like I said, for the medical stuff, there's virtually no out-of-pocket expenses for me. I mean, I've got a nominal charge of like $1.30 each for my prescriptions.
Okay, yeah.
It actually says right in there that the absolute maximum they can ever charge me for a copay on a prescription is $3.60.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds similar to what I've got here. And a lot of my prescriptions, for some reason, I'm getting free.
Sloth Girl gets most of hers free. Most of mine, I wind up paying the $1.30.
Okay, yeah, for the antihypertensives, I get those free. And then I got this free cat. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the cats I've gotten were free. Actually, Sammy was the more expensive one because I got him from the shelter, so I actually had to pay an adoption fee.
Okay, then. You are the bestest kitty. You is the bestest kitty in the whole world.
Most of the cats I've gotten have been ones that just randomly showed up at my house for no particular reason and decided never going to stay there.
That's usually how you get a cat.
Yeah, Sylvia was the second one that did that to me. My Celia was the first one. Started showing up at my door, and I started feeding her, and well,
Well, yeah, I got the 3 in New York from the feral colony in the park. That they started coming into the yard, so I started putting some food out on the back deck, and then when the weather got worse, I started putting food in the garage for them, and let them come into the garage for shelter, and eventually they came into the house.
Okay, then.
I've been recently seeing a black cat roaming around my yard.
Uh-oh.
He hasn't tried to approach me or anything yet. He kind of sees me and runs off, but...
Oh, my.
Yeah, Kitty wants to go fishing again.
Uh-huh. I've got to clean the aquarium. I really do. That's going to be a whole bunch of fun. I can't replace all the water at once because that would probably kill the damn things.
Hey, Carol.
Tayo korostu. Oh, my. Now, yeah, I guess I will see to refilling the coffee cup as soon as I get my fat arse.
Making a list of the monsters I need to find so that, because in this game, you find units, they're like bosses out in the world, and you kill them and then drain their blood, and that gives you new abilities, either to make things like a smithy, or to give you combat abilities.
Neat. What was this game called again?
Oh yeah, Kinder Buenos are so good. It's called V Rising. It's $17.99 on Steam right now.
V
And
Rising.
we have the Nerdy Rodent and Doc Fearsome with us.
Yeah, it's like Vampire Rising, basically. Like vampires, like the opening to the game is like, yeah, we vampires, we were kicking ass and taking names, and then the humans did an uprising, so we had to go into hiding for a while, and now we're going to fucking subjugate them. We're back and better than ever. We're going to build our castles and we're going to subjugate the humans.
I don't know.
Okay,
That might be.
Maybe. I don't know.
It might.
Nerdy,
It
I
might be
know-
worth. What?
Nerdy, I know that Orla was here a moment ago, so she can probably answer that question for you.
The problem is, though, you can't go out in the sun, and there's a day-night cycle, so you have to stick to the shadows if you do want to travel in the day. Otherwise, you will catch on fire.
Oh boy.
So basically, how I am to begin with.
I mean, if you have not noticed this complexion, I tend to not go in the sun. So, I'm just role-playing myself, apparently.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I've noticed you seem to be sounding better.
I'm still very tired, and I'm still getting winded really easily. But other than that, I think I'm mostly recovered.
Yay.
Yeah, no, like the Kinder Buenos are the best. Like it's great when you're craving something sweet, but don't want like a Snickers bar or anything that's going to be like too heavy in your stomach. It's that
Okay.
perfect balance between a nice sweet treat without making you feel weighed down after, and they're fucking delicious.
She did share a couple of them with me, but I haven't actually had one yet. I just put them in my fridge.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy.
Oh my.
No, see, this is a problem I have. Is I get treats for myself, and then I have trouble justifying actually having them if I don't feel I've accomplished something that day.
Okay then. You
Well,
do
if you
it
put
that
on
way.
Unfortunately, even to the point that, like I'll get certain treats like fresh fruit and that, and it'll go so long that they'll go bad because I can't justify eating them.
Well, you put on pants. That's justification enough.
Ah, there you go.
Except today I did not put on pants.
Yeah.
Oh my. So what did you do? Put on a skirt?
Yeah, well, I got a stretchy nightgown.
Oh, okay. I tell you, it's really nice to just go around the house in a nightgown. You just throw it over yourself, and that's all you have to do. And when unfortunately the winter comes, the flannel nightgowns are really nice. It's pretty much all I need to keep me warm in here.
Yeah, except I had to run up to Sloth Girls this morning, and I still have not had that conversation with the building manager. And they were putting in new hot water heaters this morning, so yeah, I was not expecting to go out this way and had to go past the building manager's office and past the maintenance guys, and so I'm not sure if anyone noticed or if I'm going to need to explain that all now.
No big deal. I mean, the older nightwear, you'll notice that you have the guys wearing nightgowns. So, I mean, just bring back the trend. Like the poem "Night Before Christmas." How they illustrate the narrator. And then of course, yeah, the sleeping cap. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Actually, I wonder if maybe a sleeping cap might be in order. Keep my hair from getting so snarled up at night.
I might not mind getting one. Yeah, because I do definitely get up with bad head.
Yeah, actually, I wound up. Well, I wasn't sleeping well anyway, and I knew they were going to be doing the water heater. So I got out of bed early so that I could, take a shower before they started that. And, they said that from 9 o'clock on, there wouldn't be any hot water. The fucker started early at 8:15.
Oh,
I
no.
was rinsing my hair in cold water.
Oh, no.
It's like I wouldn't have even gotten in the shower if I didn't think I had more than an hour.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, of course they would start early. Jeez.
Of course, I don't know what.
Yeah, as opposed to anytime they've got to do maintenance in my apartment, I wound up sitting here all day Because
Yeah.
they say they'll come sometime between 9 and 5, and they don't show up until at least 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, the darn thing, though, is that I don't understand why people need hot water heaters. The water's already hot. You don't need to heat it. I know, it's a horrible thing.
Actually, the ones that scare me are the propane heaters, because heating that stuff is dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, my. I don't want to take an oxycodone. I don't want to take one. They are so dear.
Yeah, I know what you mean about saving and rationing them.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like, it gets to me because I hear about how easy they are to get in some states, but yeah, there's no way I can get anybody to send me any that wouldn't be a violation of a federal law.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, I'm already cutting them up and just taking 2.5 milligrams each time. That will dull the pain enough to make it tolerable for about 6 hours, and I can take that.
Yeah, it's at least 6 hours of relief.
Yeah, it's just that I really can't count on another prescription for some good period of time.
Yeah.
I mean, David could only write me 10 milligram tablets.
Well, I know for me, I'd be saving them up, and I'd only take them when I'm getting ready for bed to help me fall asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way you fall asleep if you're in any significant pain.
Yeah, and then the other thing I'll do, if I'm going to be out all day running errands or something like that, as I'm going out, I'll take one. Take a quarter of a tablet, and that'll usually get me through my errands.
Well,
If
you
not,
if you got to be on the buses and you're doing a lot of walking there.
yeah, especially the walking, because oh God, that hurts when it starts hurting. And then I'll take another quarter with me.
Yep.
In case I'm out for more than 6 hours, at least I've got that one, and I can.
Yeah, I was supposed to go out yesterday, but both me and my kitty were not feeling well.
Oh no, not good. Not good.
Yeah, so I'll have to go out after the stream today and do a bunch of errands on the bus.
Oh, so that's what happened to my other package. It got delayed. It's arriving August 10th now.
Oh my! So next week?
Yeah, it's supposed to arrive along with the other package.
Yeah, nerdy, same thing here. Naproxen's the best thing I can get around here.
Geez, I cannot take that because kidney failure. You can't take NSAIDs.
Yeah,
Yep.
honestly, I am for, decriminalizing. Well, actually, I'm actually for legalizing most drugs. Like, obviously, not things like, crack cocaine or crocodile, but like cocaine, even like lower level opiates, like oxycodone,
legalize or at least decriminalize it.
Decriminalize would be my bare minimum, but I would prefer legalize, tax, and regulate it, because when you see people who die of opiate overdoses, it's not usually because they took too much, unless it's a suicide attempt, which if they didn't have the opiates, they'd have a gun, they'd have a rope, they'd jump off a bridge. Like there's something else,
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, usually opiate overdoses are because the supply is not clean. It's cut with other things like fentanyl. And that's what's actually killing people, because they go to take their regular dosage that they know will give them the outcome that they like, the high that they want.
Yeah.
And it ends up killing them because that regular dosage is now 100 times stronger than what it would have been if it were clean.
Well, and the other part of that plan, along with, decriminalizing all the drugs, is to make it easier for people to actually, get help for an addiction. Let's start treating addiction as a health problem instead of as a criminal problem.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And then for
And
the
it-
people, most people can use drugs, sparingly. They can use them, recreationally, and it's not going to be a life destroying, addiction. But usually the reason it destroys your life, is because you can't seek help without running the risk of essentially being prosecuted for doing
Yep.
something illegal.
And
Yeah.
also for like the harder stuff where it might be a risk, you can have centers where you can go to and you have basically people who can take care of you right on site.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
yeah.
and back to what Kitty was saying, that if they were legalized, yeah, then they could make sure that there's nothing added to it that you're not expecting, and that it's always the dosage that's listed.
Yeah.
Because the other problem with people overdosing is that if they're buying it on the street, they don't necessarily know what the right dosage is.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
this
not
is-
regulated. So it could be the tablets are 10 times stronger than what you're expecting.
Well, this is what happened. How many of you are old enough to remember the China White overdoses here in Pittsburgh in '89?
I remember
Um,
hearing about it, but I don't know too
I
much
was
about it.
3.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
yeah, for me, that was kind of like that was something in another state far away, so I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it.
Because the guy that was mixing the stuff up was being pressured by the boss or whatever to turn it out quickly, so he didn't cut it. And these people were buying doses. They were taking what they thought was the regular dose, and they were getting that much more, which basically killed them instantly. And there were quite a few
that
deaths
happens.
Yeah, and people are going to have different experiences even with the same drugs, and then that's back to what Mage was saying, was that if the stuff was legal and they had open centers, that if people weren't sure about it, that they'd be able to go in and actually get some some trained medical advice on what's the appropriate dosage. And
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, David and I were talking about this when I was in the appointment last month, was that unfortunately, a lot of people immediately see you as seeking drugs. They, when you have severe chronic pain, they're not taking you seriously. They think you're trying to get drugs for recreational purposes, and you
Yep.
start off on the left foot immediately. And I wish
Yeah.
we could be taken seriously.
even when I got my hand in the saw on the second follow-up I had, which was 3 weeks after the accident, I asked him if I could get some more of the oxycodone, and he gave me a lot of shit about it, that how fast was I going through those, and I was like, well, you didn't give me any last time I was here, so I've gone 3 weeks on the 14 pills they gave me at the emergency room.
Okay, so one pill a day, basically, with
Not even.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah. It had been like 22 days on 14 pills, so I wasn't even taking it every day. And he
Yeah.
was giving me shit about asking for a couple more, because most of the time I was splitting them in half.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you could legally go and get, like say 5 milligram oxycodones, and you can still control how much, a person can buy at once, kind of like they do with Sudafed. You have to go up, show your ID at the counter, in the pharmacy, and then you could be limited to how many you can purchase, and that way chronic pain patients can still get them through their doctors, and it's less likely that they're pill shopping when they can
Yeah.
go to a store and just buy them.
Yeah.
Because they're throwing out an entire class of drugs that are, for some people, the only thing that give them any relief, all because of, the war on drugs and the fact that opiates were overprescribed for a while. And it is an issue, but the biggest issue is when you cut someone off, then they go to heroin on the street, where it's not regulated. So you have someone that
Yeah.
they had a back injury, they're getting oxys, and then the doctor's like, oh, I got to stop your oxys. They might have a dependence on them, which is different than addiction. I mean, with a dependence, it's if you don't take it, you get sick. Same with addiction, but addiction, you will do risky behaviors to acquire more, as opposed to dependence. It's just you have to kind of taper off of them if you're going to stop taking them.
Yeah. Okay.
And
yeah.
well, it basically comes down to what your body does become dependent. Even in an addict, your body still has that dependence. It's just with an addict, it's a different mindset, different frame of mind. In they'll be the ones going and giving hand jobs behind the quickie mart to try to score some more.
Yeah.
But I digress. When it comes down to it, this whole class of drugs is being thrown out, and the people that were prescribed it for extended periods, they have that dependence. And if they're cut off, then the only thing that will ease that pain of withdrawal that you will go through when you have an addiction or a dependence is other opiates. And the only one you can easily get on the street, I mean, you can get the pills on the street, but it's getting harder. It's much easier to just get heroin. And that, runs the risk. A lot of the overdoses are from heroin overdoses because they have fentanyl in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, pain needs to be treated more seriously in this country. I don't know how it is in other countries. And also, we need to do something about the whole pharmacists acting like it's their job to prescribe the stuff.
Oh, okay. I ran into one of those where the pharmacist delayed filling my prescription because he thought it was too much.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. What I'm talking about there.
Yeah, I mean, he finally filled it, but it was an extra week.
Did you see there was a pharmacist out in, I think it was Ohio, but I could be wrong in the state. And a woman went on vacation with her husband, forgot her birth control at home, so went into the store to buy some condoms, and the sales clerk refused to sell her the condoms for religious reasons.
Son of a bitch.
Oh,
and then pharmacists are refusing to fill birth control prescriptions for religious reasons. Like, these fucking psychopaths have been emboldened by the Supreme Court.
This is garbage. And I don't know how to correct that situation, because religion should never be permitted to interfere with daily life.
Yeah.
I mean, if I put that decently, I don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm just waiting for a case to come up where that's turned around on him, that it's some Muslim doctor who has said he's not going to treat a Christian because it violates his religion.
Oh man, there'll be a big explosion over that one, because the Christians have pride of place here, and there is no good reason for them to have that.
Well, and if he wants to start quoting the Quran, it says that he should not be helping the infidels.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. There have already been a couple cases where the possibility of that sort of thing exists, but I haven't seen it come up yet.
Okay, I think Sammy's doing better.
Oh, yay.
He's
Yay.
coming for scritches.
Yay. That is Agenfu and Boo and Goo.
Yeah, I was quite worried about him yesterday. He seems to be doing better today, but still not quite his usual self.
I don't know, COVID.
No, I think he was just having some digestive problems.
Okay.
He was not using the litter box much yesterday.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I need to clean the litter box. Yeah. I mean, I actually mopped the kitchen, and now I need to mop the bathroom.
Yeah. I just knew something was wrong because usually every time I go in the kitchen, he begs for treats. And yesterday, he never bothered me about giving him treats.
Oops. I don't know. Is Sammy going crazy? Can he hear that crinkle crinkle? Oh no! Wait a minute. That's Xander that goes crazy with the crinkle crinkle.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, Sammy, I tend to buy the treats in the bigger container. So instead, I've just, I've just got them in plastic cups. So I shake the cup and he knows what it is.
Oh my.
Petunia still goes crazy anytime anybody picks up a can opener, even though we don't really give her canned food.
Okay.
And when we do, the cans have a pull top. So it's like the can opener has not been used for anything we have fed her in the last 5 years, but she still is convinced anytime you're opening a can, it's got to be for her.
You know, I can't get a decent can opener anymore.
No, yeah, I'm needing to buy a new one again because the one I got off of Amazon is rather cheaply made.
Yeah, for me, they always slip off the lip of the can and drives me nuts. And, keep in mind now that if you want to drive me nuts, you got to put me in reverse.
I do prefer the side cutting ones.
Okay,
which
yeah.
is what I picked up, but like I say, the one I have is just cheaply made. I've got to get a better quality one.
Yeah, my ex had a can opener made specifically for ancient people like me, where it instead of cutting down, it cut from the side, and then you could take the lid off, and then you could replace it, and it would still fit on there. Those work beautifully. I just can't find any.
I used to have this automatic one that worked pretty nice. It was like a made-for-TV thing. Unfortunately, it burned out after a few years.
No,
but you just place on top of the can, and the thing automatically cuts on the side, so you can actually, you don't have any top cut or anything.
I've seen those. I kind of wondered how long they would last.
They last 2-3 years.
Ja, parece не me gost.
Yeah. The Sloth Girl had gotten an electric can opener as a housewarming gift when we were in Michigan, but she started calling it a can't opener because the thing kept dropping the cans off instead of opening them.
Oh, okay then.
It just couldn't keep a grip on them long enough to go all the way around.
Yeah.
You're sharp, my Sammy pal. Yes.
Daju korostu.
Well, now he's acting normal again for him, so this looks good.
I've got more thunder here.
Yeah, if he wasn't up to playing by this evening, I was definitely going to have to get him into a vet.
Okay, then.
That's good. He's feeling better.
Yep. Now he wants to pets and scritches. I was really worried because he didn't come to the bed at all last night, and when I got up, I could tell he hadn't touched food or anything. So I think that he just did not get on my chair the entire night.
Ooh. Oh, kittiness. Yes, kitty. You're a good kitty.
But Doctor yesterday on Twitter had suggested giving him some canned pumpkin. So I did get him to eat a bit of that this morning when I got up.
Oh my. Okay. My Winston really liked canned pumpkin. He would stick his face in the damn can if I let him.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to put most of it in the freezer, otherwise it'll go bad, but I think I'm going to make that a regular thing to make sure he gets a couple spoons of that every day.
Okay.
Just to prevent the problem from recurring.
Mm-hmm.
since it seems to have worked.
What do you think, Kitty? Would you like some pumpkin? I mean, whenever I have ice cream, she's got her face in there. And
Yeah, I used to, when I had Tasha, back when I used to get the half-gallon cardboard curtains.
oh, yeah.
Anytime I would finish one of those, I would just flatten the carton out and leave it on the kitchen floor for her to lick.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But what pisses me off is you can't get a half-gallon of ice cream anymore, damn it. They keep making the cartons smaller and smaller, and what is it now, about 1.5 quarts?
Yeah. Yeah, they're down to like 48 or 56 ounces, depending on the brand.
Yeah.
That's the downsizing, that, they want to try to keep the price point the same because they don't want anybody to complain about them raising prices. So they just keep trimming off a couple of ounces, and most people never notice, so they get away with it.
And eventually you get a spoonful for the same price that you've been paying for a half gallon.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the word they came up with for that is shrinkflation.
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
yeah. And then the other one is you get a candy bar half the size of the dime candy bars you got when I was a kid for $1.50.
Yeah, I have noticed is the candy bars reducing in size.
Yeah.
Even from my
Yeah.
time.
The average candy bar is down to 2 ounces now.
Yeah, you used to could get like 1/4 pound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how constant inflation is viable.
It's going to
Yeah,
catch
Sloth
up.
Girl Data was fixed when we got him, so he never had a chance for that. But yeah, Data was the one that started it. That's why with Tosh I just gave up, because it was already a trend at that point.
Oh, okay.
Well, this cat, when Sloth Girl and I were sharing an apartment together, when we moved in, we brought the couch up, we went back to the truck for some more boxes. We came back up and there's a cat laying on the couch.
Yeah, guess what?
And yeah, then he got the idea that anytime I was at the computer, he knew I wasn't going to move for 3 or 4 hours, so he'd come and get in my lap. And then he also knew this is when I had the Commodore with the big black brick power supply on the floor. So he also realized that even when I got up after I turned off the computer, that was going to stay warm for a couple hours, so he'd wrap himself around the power supply and take a nap.
Okay, then. Yeah.
He just used it like a heating pad. So I called him Data because he was always at the computer desk. But everybody thought that was a Star Trek reference. So then when my sister's cat had kittens, she had 2 females and 1 male. And she brought the male up and gave it to me, like, you take care of it now. So I named him Worf because, yeah, he was an abandoned wharf.
Okay, then.
And I figured I might as well just go with it. So then I called the other 2 kittens Troy and Crusher. And then after that I got Tasha. So we had a theme going, so just kept going with it.
Oh my. Well, Kitty, thank you extremely much. I mean, this headset is working beautifully.
That's good. I'm happy.
So I'll get rid of the broken headset. And I'll get rid of the other one too, the the one with the bad ear covers. Yeah, and then this is nice in the sense that the ear cups are over the ear instead of on the ear,
Mm-hmm.
and those last longer with me.
And they can be more comfortable. I mean, once
Yeah,
you get used to them
yeah.
being heavy, the fact that they're heavier.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a minor adjustment.
And
So
then
which
there's
ones did you wind up getting there? Which headphones?
Let me see what the box says. Where did I put the
Okay.
where did I put the box cover? I'll just take this off. Hang on.
Yeah. Actually, I think I may already be committed because I had made a joke in one of Junk Shop streams like over a year ago, saying that the next cat I had, I was going to name Smote as the past tense of smite.
G432. Oh, here we are. Logitech G432.
Ah.
Like I said, they were on sale and they had fine reviews, you know.
Oh dear. I forgot first Wednesday of the month. They're testing the civil defense sirens.
Oh my, oh my.
Fun.
I tell you, that's the house that the ex bought and then lost. She got it cheap because the fire hall across the street had their basically air raid siren just outside her backyard. And God, that thing was loud. Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing you'd better have got it for the low number.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter now. You can't return it, so you're stuck with it. Yeah.
There you go. Because Best Buy wanted $50 for one of these. What, honey? What?
That's pretty good. I think the ones I have, I think that these had originally listed on Amazon for like 45, but you know, I always check the Amazon warehouse after I figure out what I want.
For what it's worth, like Amazon originally wanted $80 for that headset, but I paid half that. So
Wow. Oh my! Even on the page where I looked up G432, they had on the side where you could get it from Logitech or you could get it from Best Buy or Walmart.
Yeah.
And Best Buy was the most expensive at $50. And
well, Amazon, when they do a sale, sometimes their price will be higher to make it look like a better deal, but it's still cheaper, you know.
Yeah, on this thing, Amazon wants 37.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anytime I buy anything on Amazon, you check, you know, if it's got that thing of you know, available from other sellers.
Mm-hmm.
I always check that, and if one of them comes up as Amazon warehouse, what that usually is something that the packaging has been damaged in shipping or in the warehouse.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, everything about the item is perfect. It's just there may be a rip in the box.
Okay.
And I've gotten a lot of stuff that way that, you know, usually get it at like, you know, 20-30% off that way.
Nice.
You know, and I mean, I'm going to throw the box away anyway, so what the hell difference does it make? It's got the same warranty. If, you know, if anything of the product's actually damaged when you open it, you report it to them and they give you a new one.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I had one that actually had a piece broken and I just had to send the old one back and they sent me another one. And, I didn't even have to pay shipping for that. I just had to drop it off at the UPS store.
Nice. Daj korostu.
Yeah, that's like the package I got here, which is being odd that apparently if we drop it off at UPS, they were going to charge Sloth Girl the return shipping, but if I drop it off at a Kohl's store, then they won't. So
That's
no idea why
interesting.
that makes a difference, but fortunately it turns out that the Kohl's store is right behind my favorite grocery store, so I was pretty much going there anyway. I'd be like a block away from it.
Moo. Oh my! Wait a minute. What? Oh, that's. Logitech G935 for 130. God, better be gold plated. Oh, yeah, I definitely want.
Sloth Girl is reading the label on the Kinder Buenos.
Ah.
I thought she would learn to stop doing that on things that she actually likes.
Right, let's get some.
They are not kosher.
Oh my.
They contain lichen, which is derived from pork.
Oh, well then.
Well, I don't keep kosher, so it's not an issue for me.
Oh God. Okay, come on. Don't fall over, Claire.
I don't either, but as where I grew up was heavily Jewish, and most of my friends were Jewish, I became aware of what did or didn't qualify as kosher, which wasn't that easy because part of it even depended on which synagogue they belonged to. That the Orthodox Jews and the Reformed Jews have different rules about being kosher.
Yeah.
And it's raining here right now.
Oh no.
If that keeps up, I'll have to go take care of the chickens in the rain.
Pork.
I'm having to dodge the fucking sun by going from shade to shade.
Oh darn it.
I've been looking at
And
the
you
Wikipedia.
just bring an umbrella with.
I've been looking at the Wikipedia for V Rising here, the abilities they have.
Yay! Yeah, Sammy is back to his usual position.
That's good.
The footrest of my recliner, I keep it flipped up, and I call that his porch. I rarely sit with my legs out there, but actually I usually sit with one leg out and one leg folded under me. So the one leg I sit without, he usually uses my ankle for a pillow. Okay, but he's back to kind of his normal routine again, so that's a relief.
And I found something that's rather shocking. A tweet from Kevin Sorbo that I almost agree with.
Oh no.
He says, "Hey, Tawan, you want Pelosi? We're more than happy to trade for her." Almost. They can just keep her.
Yeah, I tried being a vegetarian. I was for about a year and a half. But then I was working at Subway, and I was working the night shift and closing up. And every night, all of the hot meats, they told me to just dump them at the end of the night.
Uh-oh.
So it's like, being a vegetarian supposedly for the morals and ethics, but throwing away 2 pounds of meat every day didn't make sense. So instead of throwing it away, I just bagged up the stuff they were telling me to throw away, and I rarely bought groceries. Because I was also doing the vegetable prep for the next day, and it was always things like you know, the end of the tomato that had the stem piece in it, and that, you know, they told me to toss those out, and you know, there were always parts of the stuff, and it's like, for all the vegetable stuff I was supposed to throw out, I was making a huge salad every night.
Oh my!
So you're basically
Can't eat
getting
that
meat
for
and
grocery
salad there.
Hmm?
Just getting
Yeah.
meat and salad there, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it was kind of cool because, you know, you get tired of eating the same thing every day, even if there's a bunch of different stuff on the menu.
Yeah.
But I made friends with the two guys who worked closing at the Little Caesars across the street. Yeah, so they bring me a personal pizza and trade for sandwiches.
it works.
Yeah, works. Mm.
Well, it did, and you know, I could get away with writing off 2 6-inch sandwiches as being wasted for the night.
Okay.
Actually, that was the other thing, was that, you know, this was back in the days when they actually had the actual paper stamps to fill the cards.
I remember those.
Yeah, well, and that was the same thing. It's like, you know, the manager said, well, when the roll gets down this low, the thing's going to just keep acting up. It's not worth it. So just throw the roll away and put in a new one. So I was giving the rolls of stamps to Sloth Girl, and she was filling up the cards. And, you know, it's like every month we got enough for like 4 or 5 free footlongs.
Sure, why not? I mean, take it while you can get it.
Yeah. Well, besides that, the manager was just a royal jerk anyway. So,
Well, that make it even better.
yeah, you know, one of these people who treats the employees like shit and wonders why the employees have no loyalty. That, like, we were just supposed to be grateful for having a job no matter what he did to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, those dicks. I remember a kid in my high school class working at a burger place, and you'd collect all the leftover stuff at the end of the day. So you'd have, like, you know, quadruple decker burgers.
Yeah, well, Sloth Girl, you haven't wanted to go to the Lick'em and Stick'em parties with me.
Oh,
Yep.
my.
Well, yeah, I gave up on being a vegetarian. You know, I'm not a carnivore. I'm not a herbivore. I'm a scavenger.
Okay.
I'm not likely to kill anything, but if it's already dead when I get there, I'll have it.
I'm omnivore.
Fortunately for me,
Omnivore.
most of the meat I find in the grocery store is pre-killed. So
Yeah.
There you go. I don't know. I actually liked being a vegetarian. I did it preferentially for a couple of years back in the 70s. And basically what happened was when I was working in the Ioneer lab, we were working on kitties, and I couldn't, tell anybody that I was doing it for moral reasons or anything. And
yeah,
then the Chinese restaurant in the student union had some decent stuff. So okay, let's just go back to eating General Tso's chicken.
I love
yeah.
that.
Well, and unfortunately, like especially living in Michigan, that fresh produce, the selection was so bad and the quality was so horrible, just because the supply chain up there, everything was, you know, like on the truck for several days just to get there. And it was so expensive. So it's like on the budget we had, it was literally a meat and potatoes diet.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Because, you know, ground beef and chicken breasts and potatoes were the only things we could get cheap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was first born. My parents were mostly vegetarian at first until they saw a McDonald's commercial. I wanted to try a burger. That was the kind of the end of being a vegetarian for me. Then later on, when my dad, right after my parents got divorced, my dad went to this thing, a macrobiotic diet, which is basically a vegetarian diet.
Okay.
And when I was in my stayed with him, I just eat, how he ate, which it wasn't that bad of a diet.
That was part of the funny thing up there, was that the potatoes were about the only thing that was locally grown. So they were sold at the gas station, and we get 10-pound bag of potatoes for $3.
All right. Lots of potato soup, huh?
Yeah, well, also the reason why I put on a few pounds, even though I was doing the landscaping there. A lot of physical work, but too many potatoes.
Okay.
Carbs will weigh you down.
Yep. So that is one of the good things about living here, that, the fresh produce is much better. I can have salad a lot more often.
I'm looking forward to making this stew. I'm gonna break up my crock pot and cook it. It's gotta get a few items though to make it first.
So one of the YouTubers I like to watch, Morgan Donner, she made stone soup. Like, she bought an actual cauldron, and she got together some friends to do provide ingredients for the stone soup. And I want to do it as a party thing. I think it would be so much fun.
Yeah, definitely. Because you basically don't know what anybody's going to bring with them. So it's a new soup every time.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
I often make what I just call refrigerator stew, which is basically going through the refrigerator, and anything that looks like it might go bad in a few days goes in it.
Okay.
I just harvested up that jicama, and I'm gonna get some of the stalks from my chard. I'm gonna buy some garlic, mushrooms, and of course the meat. And I think I still have a carrot that's still good in the fridge. I can put in there. Maybe see if I can harvest up some of my sweet potatoes. Should make a good stew.
Oh God.
I had forgot it was in there, but I discovered a container of pork stock in the freezer. So,
pork stock.
Yeah, so I'll use that and make another pot of the pea soup now that's cooled down enough to have the windows open again.
Yeah. I also have some vegetable bouillon cubes in there, so I can throw one of those in.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I love doing soups and stews, and I love doing all sorts of stuff in the crock pot and just letting it sit and simmer for 6 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
But if I'm running the air conditioner, I'm not going to have the crock pot on all day.
Well, what I usually do,
I want to make some tonkatsu broth from scratch.
If I'm going to make a crock pot recipe, I'll set it up when I go night, and then either when I get up in the morning or when I come back from dialysis, I'll turn it off.
Yeah.
Be ready.
I like to start them in the morning so I can keep an eye on it.
Well, when I lived with my fiance, I could just set the crock pot out in the screen porch, and then I didn't have to worry about heating up the house in the summer.
Okay, then. Yeah. Dayukorostu. Okay, so let's. Oh, come here, you. Don't.
But yeah, I'm thinking about do that tomorrow. Since I got.
Oh God!
So I give a nice review of I cooked on tomorrow night's stream.
Wait, what is? Gotta see how the egg thing oggs on the thing over here with the og thing and the egg thing.
Yeah, one of our favorite things in New York was that they kept putting the pork shoulders on sale.
Oh yeah.
there was a lot of time that was actually cheaper than ground beef. So I do the pork shoulder in the crock pot and, do a barbecue shredded pork.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look around and see what they have. I go there.
There's something I've got to do again. I finally did country ribs a while back, which
Ooh.
is pork shoulder again. And it was so good, I want to do it again because it was relatively cheap. Definitely not the price of baby back ribs.
Yeah, at certain times of the year. Actually, I know those had been in the sale flyer here last week, but I didn't get to the grocery store. But usually in the fall is when you see the pork getting cheap, September, October.
Yeah, okay. Because I want to play with the sauce. The sauce wasn't quite what I remembered making the last time I made pork country ribs, but I might have forgotten a few things because that was still over 30 years ago. So I'll have to play with the sauce and see what I can get. So that'll be, a whole bunch of pork for dinner, and that'll be good. Like that.
I have to see if I can try and recreate my dad's spaghetti sauce recipe.
Okay, that sounds tasty.
I've made it before, but it's been such a long time. I'm not sure if I can remember how to make it.
Yeah,
yeah, and that sauce is basically a meal in itself.
Yeah,
when you made it.
Yeah, the one sauce that I make, it's been a little less than 30 years since I made it last, but it's made with pork neck bones, and it's a really, really thick tomato-based sauce.
Yeah, this seems more of almost a meat sauce.
Yeah, and like you say, the sauce could be a meal in itself, really. The only reason the pasta is there is to hold the sauce.
Yeah.
See, you use the pork neck bones and like other things in order to make tonkatsu broth as well.
Okay, then. Yeah.
And tonkatsu is really, really good.
I don't think I've ever made that.
It is my favorite kind of ramen.
Okay, then. What is it? Tonkatsu?
Tonkatsu. Tonkotsu. It's from a specific region in Japan, and they
Here we go.
make it's so good. So good.
Okay, so wait a minute. I found tonkatsu, but they're describing a pork cutlet.
No, that's katsu. Tonkatsu ramen it's a broth. It's basically a beef bone broth. Like you cook the pig's neck bones and such in water for like 12 hours so that you break down all the cartilage and all of the marrow and all of it. So you get this really creamy, delicious broth.
Okay, now I founded tonkatsu ramen. Let's see if they have the. No, come on, you. Rich and creamy tonkatsu ramen broth recipe. Okay. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
So yummy.
Let's see if they have all of the ingredients. What's going on here? I don't see the ingredients. Here we go. 3 pounds pig trotters split lengthwise, 2 pounds chicken backs, 2 tablespoons vegetable oil, 1 large onion, 12 garlic cloves, I'm in love, 1 3-inch knob of ginger, 2 whole leeks, 2 dozen scallions, 6 ounces whole mushrooms, a pound of pork fatback. Oh God, that sounds good.
It all melts down so that you get this really creamy broth, but it's got no cream in it. It's literally just the, emulsified fat essentially
Okay, then.
from the pig. It's so good. So good.
Oh, that sounds good. I'm really, really liking the sound of this.
And it's really easy to make. Like if you get the ingredients, it's basically put in pot, cook 12 hours. And then strain. It's really, really simple to make.
I am going to bookmark this.
And you could then use it, to add flavor to like another stew or soup that you would do, or you would just have the broth and then cook your ramen noodles and add, a meat of your choice, some veggies. Bok choy goes really well with tonkatsu broth. You can do some hard-boiled eggs that you just slice in half and toss in there. It's so good.
Oh my, that's looking darn good. And who is in the path of a thunderstorm?
That'd be me.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's clear here.
Yeah, it's raining and thundering right outside right now.
But there's the other thing I need to do is I need to get another stock pot, because my small stock pot, I fucked up and I overheated it, and now it's rusting. I didn't know you could get stainless steel to rust.
Yeah, I kind of question about the stainless steel. I find that way. I got a knife that says right on the blade it's stainless steel, and it wound up being rusted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can rust stainless steel.
I mean, the stuff was good for years until I accidentally overheated it.
Was it with any salt waters or?
It had boiled dry.
I mean, was there was there like salt in the water or anything? Because that also increases the corrosion.
Not that I remember, but again, there might have been, for all I know. I mean, this was a while back that I accidentally did that. But I've got a decent amount of available credit on the one special occasion credit card. I just may buy a decent set of crock pots, or not crock pot, stock pots. Give it to myself for Christmas if I live that long.
You've been saying if I live that long, regarding it being a couple of months for the entire 4 years that I've known you.
Well, I never know, I mean,
well, that's
really,
why I'm trying to make your life better, because I think we can keep you around another 5 to 10 years.
I don't know if I want to be around another 10 years. Not with the pain I'm in, let me tell you.
Well.
Oh, Lord. I don't know. I'm debating, do I take a quarter of an off-seed?
Oh, it's really coming down out there.
Is it just rain, or are you going to be in for a more serious storm that you got to worry about protecting things?
I'm not too worried about it.
Was that rain splashing that I heard just now?
Might hear the thunder here.
Yeah, definitely heard the thunder.
Well, I might lose power. This might be about it.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
So if I suddenly disappear, you know what happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've run out of stuff to say here.
Daio Korostu.
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to deal with another window here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I got Sloth Girl a set of the Blue Diamond cookware for her birthday 2 years ago.
Oh, well.
And yeah, she's been loving it. And, you know, generally when she does the cooking, I do the cleanup. So I've been loving the stuff because it's like, even when something gets scorched in it, it doesn't take much, just a stiff nylon brush and hot water, and you get it right off.
Nice.
I have to be really careful about getting anything non-stick because that can put off fumes that can kill my bird in
Yeah.
very short period of time.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, but generally that's only a problem, you know, if you overheat it, which usually
It
only happens.
No,
Heats the pan up a lot without putting anything in it.
No, it actually doesn't
Yep.
take much to get that thing to off gas.
Well, I can't say I know, you know, I know birds are a lot more sensitive to it, but the point that it off gases, I don't know. From everything I had read, that basically, unless you had an empty pan on the heat, it really wasn't an issue.
It can still be an issue.
Yeah, Charles said someone said they actually do a stainless steel coating on some things, and you can't tell the difference until it rusts.
Okay.
Yeah, I would believe that maybe it's just a stainless steel clad on the outer layer and a cheaper steel underneath.
This is saying at 680 degrees, don't exceed 500 degrees.
Yeah, well, in typical cooking, you normally aren't heating it above 400.
So I kind of question that because I've heard of other horror stories.
I know Adam Ragusia did like some testing on his nonstick pans.
Okay, here the off-gas toxin particulates at 464 degrees. So that's pretty close to what you might be cooking at and a lot of things.
Yeah, I do think also that the nonstick coatings, you know, have changed and improved over the years.
Oh, yeah.
There are
think it was
some
more of an issue of with the
Like the
Teflon
ceramic
pans.
coatings are not the same as Teflon.
Okay, then.
Pans that they had 10 to 20 years ago were causing more of a problem with them flaking off and, you know, leaving things in the food and off gassing.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay. 4 stock pots for $55. Ooh.
Oh.
This is terrible.
Yeah, the thing that gets me is that, you know, you can get a pots and pans, but if you try to buy any individual piece, you know, it's like what I got Soft Girl was like a 12-piece set for $100.
Okay.
But then she still needed the bucks. So it's like, why does one pan cost almost half as much as the 12-piece set?
Yeah, yeah.
I have seriously been thinking about getting a wok, though, as Sloth Girls really liked my fried rice, so that's becoming a regular thing.
Okay, then. I tell you, I couldn't do without a wok anymore.
I'm enjoying my rice cooker.
Okay.
I gotta get
Now, see, I had a electric rice cooker, and I felt it just really wasn't worth the hassle cleaning it and that. I do rice in the microwave, and it's so easy that way. I've just
Okay.
I've got a plastic 2-quart cooker with a vented lid. So I just put the rice and everything in that, put it in the microwave for 15 minutes, and it doesn't even matter if I forget it because it'll shut itself off.
Okay, then.
Okay, for the non-stick stuff, if I was going to get a non-stick, I need to look for something that's PETFE free and PFOA free. It has to be both. If you have just one or the other, it's no good.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I don't even know what those letters stand for in that context.
I don't remember what the letter stands for. I just know I to look
Yeah.
for that on the package when
Mhm.
buying. It has to have both too. It's not just one or the other.
Okay, soft girl, I have potatoes. Unfortunately, they're not the bakers. What I've got now is a bag of the red ones.
Oh, okay, then.
I have to check, make sure my potatoes are still good.
Yeah. I saw a cooking show that you can treat stainless steel cookware with salt and heat it to make it non-stick. Yeah, actually, the salt is similar to how you would be seasoning cast iron pans.
Okay.
I used to just use olive oil.
Yeah, which is what I used on my cast iron pan.
In fact, any old vegetable oil and some salt is a good way of cleaning a cast iron pan.
Yeah. I don't know. Cast iron was so heavy, and I always had problems with it rusting. So
I like my cast iron. I've never had a problem with it rusting.
I can see the advantages to it. It probably was just that I didn't know how to properly take care of it. But
Yeah, you just take a capful of any cooking oil will do. You just rub it into the pan with. I usually use just a paper towel, and if you need to really get the stuff off, you just put some salt in there and rub that in there, and
that's as an
abrasive.
abrasive.
Yeah, you just wipe it out and just wipe all that out, and you got a nice clean pan. And it's already nice and greased up for the next time you use it too.
yep.
And also, the final thing, you can just heat it up to get any bacteria or anything on there that's left over. That'll kill off the bacteria.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't worry too much about that, on the cookware, because like you say, you're going to be heating that to a couple 100 degrees anyway. So, and that's basic, restaurant safety requirements is that anything that's heated to above 160 degrees and kept there for at least 10 minutes will kill off any pathogens that are dangerous to humans.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're not supposed to put them in the dishwasher. Generally has not been a problem, as I have never had a dishwasher. I've generally been the dishwasher. Yeah, I've got some chicken breasts I cooked up, and I need to cut it up and do the fried rice with that.
Sounds tasty.
Well, I had been doing it. We'd had some leftover pork chops that we'd been a little disappointed with. So I had been using those for the fried rice, and they worked well for that.
That works. You've got to be better than the pork chops my mom made once. They were so tough, not even a dog would eat them.
Oops.
Yeah, these, I think it was just kind of, poor quality meat. I don't think it really had to do with with the way she had cooked them.
Let's have some light flickering here.
Yeah. Oh. Well, it seems like people are kind of quiet today, and yeah.
I'm just, listening to you guys and enjoying all the chat that you guys are having.
Well, I was thinking, I wanted to keep this one short so I could run out and do errands today. So
Oh,
maybe we
yeah.
should
That's
just
all
wrap
right.
it up here.
Sure.
Yeah, if you need to. I'm
Yeah,
not going to
that's no
complain
big deal.
much.
Yeah, well, just because, doing the stuff on the bus, it takes me, like 4 hours to make the circuit of the 3 stores I have to go to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that can be rough.
Well, basically, the problem is that since COVID, the buses are down to once an hour. So it's like, even if I'm only in the store for 15 minutes, the next bus doesn't come by for an hour. So I just have to
Yeah.
waste time.
So you're better off doing multiple, places like in the same rough area just to, get more done.
It basically comes to that if the wait is more than half an hour and the walk is less than a mile, I'm better off walking it.
Okay, then. I am jealous that you can actually walk that.
Well, honestly, the first couple of times I did, it took a lot out of me because I haven't been, well, since I moved, and that was, we moved here 2 years ago, and
She's been
Since
that long
then, I have-
already.
well, I haven't been as active as I should have been,
Yeah.
but just realizing and especially with starting HRT, because they had said about the redistribution of body fat and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been trying to be more aware of it, and there is a treadmill upstairs. So, I've been trying to use the treadmill to kind of keep in shape.
Yeah, the kidney failure took it out of me. I used to love walking. Oh my God, I could walk 5 or 6 miles at a stretch and dearly love every minute of it. But that was years ago.
Yeah, well, the treadmill is how I know that it takes me about 15 minutes to do a half mile.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because that measures everything for you.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to be able to work my way back up, but I have a feeling that it's probably not going to happen as long as I'm on dialysis,
Mm-hmm.
because I hear differing reports, but one of the things I do hear about dialysis is that it's nowhere near as efficient as native kidneys.
Yeah.
Well,
Which
I
makes
would
sense.
expect it probably isn't, just because your body still has to kind of be storing all that stuff instead of getting rid of it continuously.
Yeah.
But for me, just all my life, pretty much everything I've done has been building up my legs.
Okay, then.
I never really built up much upper body strength, but when I was a teenager and in my 20s, I used to bicycle everywhere, and I'd go up on the trails in the forest preserve, and sometimes I would bike up to 75 miles in a day.
Uh-huh.
So
That's
yeah,
what I
I've been away
missed.
from that for a long time, but still just I still got the legs for it. I just need to remember how to breathe.
Yeah, because when I lived at
Yeah.
the other place, I could bike a whole bunch of places. And something I really can't do now, being on the top of a hill the way we are.
Yeah, well, and this would be a really good place for a bike, except that I don't know where I would keep it. That, if I put on the bike rack outside, probably somebody would fuck with it overnight.
Yeah,
I really don't have a place in my apartment to keep it. That wouldn't be
You
in
can
the way.
get one of those folding bikes, so it takes up less space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I say, around here, it's like everything is within about 5 miles of the building. And aside from where you have to go over the highway, there really aren't any significant hills. It's pretty much a flat area. because we're right
nice.
on the. Well, we're on the the river valley.
Well, you're on the floodplain of the Mississippi, right?
Well, we're on the Sauk River here.
Oh, okay.
Although I don't worry about it flooding here because where the river runs through the city, it looks like it's about 10 feet down from the top of the bank. So it would have to be awfully significant rising before there was any worry about it flooding anything. On the other hand, this is called Granite City for a reason. So it also means that when it does rain, all the water has to wash down to the river and nothing really sinks into the ground more than a few inches before it hits solid rock.
Okay, then. But yeah, the one nice thing about living where I'm living right now is that we're quite a bit elevated from river level and don't have to worry about flooding. I did have to worry a little bit about flooding when I lived in Homestead. Wasn't that far from the riverbank, and it did get a little dicey a couple times.
Mark Caesar was asking about your fluid monitoring.
Right now, I'm pretty much in a what's the word I'm looking for? It more or less monitors itself. I'm not drinking very much anymore. So I might only have a couple liters to take off when I go into dialysis, as opposed to the way it used to be, where it could be over 4. So yeah, things are easier on me now than they used to be.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah, the only problem with that though is my mouth is always dry. My sinuses are always dry.
Yeah.
Okay, you say your sinuses are dry. I kind of envy you.
Oh, what do you post-nasal drip?
Yeah, pretty much my sinuses are always backed up and running half the time.
Okay.
Taking in naproxen sodium will often give me a dry mouth. Feels like I got caught in my mouth or in my back of my throat.
Because it's to the point where sometimes it's hard to breathe. The sinuses are so dry, and I actually have to work to inhale.
Yeah, well, like most things, either extreme is a problem.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up here.
Alrighty, and then we'll just wait for Diana to have hers later.
I was gonna start with you, Diana, about when are you going to be doing your thing?
Okay, my thing, I will be doing 7 p.m. Eastern today. So let's see now. Let's see, it's nearly 1,500 hours to 1,900. So what's that, 6 hours? Oh, wow. Didn't think it would be that long, but okay, yeah. And I'll open up the panel at 6 p.m. Eastern, and I'll put links out, and then we can just do our thing. And,
and then you do your Sunday show.
Yeah, the Sunday show, that'll be at noon Eastern on Sunday.
Okay. Anything else you want to plug? Or
I cannot think of anything offhand. So hopefully nothing will turn up that we need to go crazy for.
Kitty, you got anything coming up?
No, I don't, other than keeping Diana company.
Yay.
Okay.
Because we're both miserable and misery loves company.
Oh, yeah.
Our bodies have betrayed us, and she's,
Yeah.
you know,
Hello,
Uh,
misery. Here's company.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
think all of us
absolutely.
here right now understand what it's like to have your body hate you and make you
Yes.
miserable. So,
Yes.
Wow.
we're misery, and this is our company.
Yeah, pretty much.
We should
Yesterday
incorporate
was pretty
Misery
rough for me, but
Incorporated.
yeah. Yesterday was pretty rough for me, but pretty much back to my usual today. So
Yeah, I've been putting off taking pain medicine today, but I think it's reaching that point where I can't really put it off any longer.
yeah, I don't know
Oh, my.
what's going on today. The humidity's really not that high, but my hand is feeling incredibly stiff.
Oh,
Tell you
so for the
correcto.
people that were wondering, the issue with the air conditioning, it was the condenser that went and had to be replaced. So there's like $600 gone,
Yeah.
which hurts. The guy was saying that it's a sign that the unit is going to need to be completely replaced soon. Because usually that's, your last sign before it just decides to shit the bed forever.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, here's hoping it doesn't happen anytime soon, or at the very least that I hit some lottery winnings before then, so I can get it taken care of. I don't need it to be like $1 billion, just like one of the smaller, like like $10,000-$20,000 like prizes would more than suffice to fix the AC and the roof. And honestly, $25,000 would replace the AC and fix the ductwork, because the ductwork's not up to code, which is probably why our electric bills are as high as they are, or at least a contributing factor. And so that needs to be brought up to code before we could even have someone replace the AC unit, because they won't do it unless it's at code. And we also need a new roof, because the roof hasn't been done in far too long. And so solar panels, the roof, and the AC, we could probably get it all done for about $25,000, but that is way more money than I have.
Yeah.
I'd like to win at least 100 million.
Oh, I would love to win in the millions, but like if I could just get like the Fantasy 5, where your payout is like 100,000 or less, I'd be mint. It'd be perfect, because I'd be able to like sort out my shit, pay off the bit of debt that I have, get the roof replaced, replace the AC, get everything up to code, and do solar panels to cut our electric bill, because our electric bill is $400 a month.
Jesus God. Wow.
Yeah. So
that's 10 times mine.
that is like the priority is essentially, we need the new roof, especially, the sooner the better, because with hurricanes getting worse, we're in Florida, like
Yeah.
it's a high priority. And
You're eventually
they can
going to get
redo
that.
installation. They can redo the insulation while they're up there, which would help. Then getting the AC replaced with the ductwork would definitely help as well. And I would go and do solar panels, because as soon as we replace the roof, I want to look into getting solar panels, because even if it doesn't produce enough to completely sustain the house, it will still be a vast reduction in what we're paying out for our power bill. Like, even if we could cut it in half, I would be happy and see it as, a good long-term investment, where it's like, yeah, you're paying up front, but over time, it pays it for itself in the savings. Plus, it's going a little bit more green. We'd be drawing less from the grid, which benefit. But with really good solar panels, like you really can, sustain your house almost entirely on solar panels now. They've gotten really, really efficient.
Yep.
Okay, so
if
Mage,
anybody
what have you
hits
got?
the Mega Millions or something,
Well, I got
let me know. Help me out.
I got my channel Gardens Happen. I just recently released my second garden tour for Monday, and I'm planning to release another video next Monday on tomatoes I've got sitting around. there's a link to my last video. There I put in the side chat.
Oh, there
you
we
go.
go.
So
Okay.
check that out.
Okay, very cool. Well, and I will be back here tomorrow night at 10 p.m. and the same thing next week, Wednesday at noon, Thursday at 10 p.m. Central, and Saturday evening with the shills.
Moo.
So with that, I would just like to thank my Patreon subscribers again for helping me support things here. Skits Crasher, who just wandered in, and of course Kitty and Lavender here,
Who the hell is that?
and Ox and Robert X, who generally take care of the moderating. I know Ox was here for a while. I don't know if he's still with us. And Jyuni the Apostate, who did my avatar and is probably going to be doing some more channel art for me.
Oh my.
And Greg Hartwick and Dog, who have been with us as well. And Vonrek. I have not seen Vonrek
I
around
have
much
not seen
lately.
Vonrek now.
So, but, appreciate all of you helping me keep things going here.
Yay.
And with that, we will bid you all a good day.
Have fun, everybody. Don't work too hard.
Bye-bye.
Bye.